Hi YouTube, welcome back and thanks for tuning into our channel. It's Lauren Stark with the Stark Team, and today I wanted to talk to you about Henderson versus Summerlin. So if you're thinking of moving to Las Vegas, you've probably heard of the Summerlin area as well as the Henderson area and are wondering, where should I live? Which one is better for me? So I'm here today to hopefully shed a little bit of insight into that for you, and who better than a Las Vegas native. I was born and raised in Las Vegas, and I've lived in both parts of town, and both are really nice, although Summerlin, people will tell you Summerlin's the only place that you can live in Las Vegas, and people who live in Henderson will say the same thing. So stay tuned, and I'm going to go over 6 key factors between the two different areas. So first, let's talk about location. Summerlin is located about 30 minutes west of the Strip, and it's a really large master plan community, and it's still developing. So when it originally started, it started in the Hills and Pueblos village of Summerlin. It's comprised of all different villages, and each village has their own little theme. And so now it's developed all the way west back into the Red Rock Mountains, which is quite beautiful actually, and all the way south. So depending on where you are in Summerlin, and typically it takes about 30 minutes to get to the Las Vegas Strip, but in some of the newer parts of Summerlin that are currently developing, it's a little bit closer in. Henderson, on the other hand, is located about 15-20 minutes southeast of the Las Vegas Strip. So a lot of people who have secondary homes and are coming from California and are keeping their homes in California prefer the Henderson area, because when you come in off that 15 freeway, Henderson is the first exit you see, and it saves about an extra 30 minutes of drive time. Prices. Summerlin is definitely more expensive than Henderson. It's a little bit more dense, and the lot sizes are typically smaller. Part of the reason that the homes are more expensive in Summerlin are the land acquisition costs were higher than they are in Henderson. So as of taking this video, July 2019, the average closed price of a home in Summerlin is about $380,000 versus Henderson, where the average closed price of a home is about $330,000. So let's say, for example, that you're shopping new homes and you're shopping very similar product, one in Henderson versus a home in Summerlin. You can expect that that base price of a home in Summerlin is probably going to be about $100,000 higher, plus the lot premium is going to be much more expensive in Summerlin than it is in Henderson. Summerlin is home to about 150 miles of walking trails and parks throughout all the different villages. So as I mentioned earlier, Summerlin's comprised of many different villages, and each village has their own park and walking trails that kind of cut through along the different communities. Everywhere you drive in Summerlin, it's very, very pretty. All the streets are tree lined, and it's just a really well designed master plan community. The other great thing about Summerlin is it's so close to Red Rock Mountains, so you have access to the hiking and the biking loop. I think you can get an annual pass for about $30 a year. It's well worth it. It's absolutely beautiful, and people from all over the world come to see Red Rock Canyon. So that's one very great perk of living in Summerlin. Henderson also has fantastic parks located all throughout the city, as well as hiking trails that interconnect. It's the McCullough Trails, and there's a whole hiking trail system, and they all interconnect. Although I definitely think that the Red Rock Mountains are much prettier in Summerlin. The other thing about Henderson is that if you do like water sports, there's a host of water activities out at Lake Las Vegas. So you can do paddleboarding, they just got a water obstacle course, and you can do canoeing, and they have a rowing team. And then Lake Mead is also quite a bit closer to Henderson. So for those of you who like to do boating or jet skis and water activities, Henderson might be a little bit better of a spot for you. Number 4, safety. Many people don't know, but Summerlin is not incorporated as its own city. It's still Las Vegas. So you do share the police and fire department with all the greater Las Vegas area. In Henderson, it's incorporated as its own city, so we do have our own separate police department and fire department. Henderson was also voted one of the safest cities in the United States by Forbes magazine. Shopping and dining. Shopping and dining options are great in both Summerlin and Henderson, so it's really convenient for residents in both areas of town, anywhere they want to eat or any place that they would like to go shop, either restaurants or a retail center. It's very convenient. I'm going to give Summerlin a slight edge in terms of restaurants. I do think that they have more variety of restaurants, but with that being said, Henderson is closer located to the Strip, so for those who want to do fine dining on the Strip, it's a little bit quicker of a drive. Types of properties. So let's chat a little bit about the different types of properties in Henderson versus Summerlin. So if we're talking the luxury sector of $1 million homes and up, you'll find that both Summerlin and Henderson have beautiful guard-gated communities and offer wonderful amenities and truly a wonderful lifestyle. And it's going to come down to a personal preference or perhaps your commute of where you would like to live. But there are beautiful guard-gated communities offering views of the city and the mountains in the backdrop, and so truly there's something for everybody in the luxury sector, whether you're looking in Summerlin or Henderson. When we're talking about affordable condos, on the other hand, Summerlin definitely has an advantage. They built many more condo communities there. Some are along the golf course. I used to live in this wonderful community called Sierra that had golf course views amongst the TPC canyons. I loved it there. It was a great little community, had an awesome swimming pool, and you'll find communities like that scattered all throughout Summerlin. In Henderson, on the other hand, there never were very many affordable true condo projects built. So a lot of the affordable condos that we have in Henderson are actually condo conversions, and at one point in time they were apartments that condo converted over to allow for some more affordable housing. One thing to note is that when it is built to apartment code, the standards are a little bit different. So I definitely like the condo projects more in Summerlin. If we're talking age restricted, again, it's going to come down to a personal preference and probably price, because as I mentioned earlier, Summerlin is a little bit more expensive. So the age restricted communities, the home prices there are more expensive than you would find in a Sun City Anthem or Sun City McDonald Ranch in Henderson. So that just about wraps up my 6 key factors of the differences between Henderson and Summerlin. However, I'd like to add just one more thing. So for those of you who are familiar and are watching from the West Coast, I like to say that Summerlin is more like Orange County and Henderson is more like San Diego County. And for my East Coast viewers, I'd like to compare Summerlin to the Hamptons and Henderson to the Berkshire Mountains. Just a little bit more of a laid-back vibe in Henderson. Both Summerlin and Henderson, however, offer a wonderful Vegas lifestyle, which includes no state income tax, plenty of sunshine, super affordable, especially considering we're a major metropolitan city, a never-ending array of things to do, and lots of growth and opportunity. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks so much for watching.